Susanna Cahalan was an eager young journalist when she started to exhibit strange behaviors.
I don't know if you heard me right there, but I said the words, "I'm on the news." That's because I actually saw myself on the news.
I became obsessed with the idea that I had bed bugs. And, this was 2009 in New York City. Everyone thought they had bed bugs.
And ultimately, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder.
Over the past few decades, mental illnesses have been a relevant topic for discussion as society continues to encounter more and more mental and physical illnesses. It shows that they don't take a toll only on the individual, but on their family and friends as well. This goes to show that relationships are the tether and ultimately what helps individuals keep their feet on the ground and get through traumatic events in their lives, such as suffering from a mental illness. This can be seen in the book Brain on Fire by Susanna Cahalan, in which the story follows Susanna and her journey through her mental illness. Susanna was a perfectly healthy young woman living a life many women would only dream of.
My name is Susanna Cahalan. I'm 21 years old, and here I am with my dream job at the New York Post. Living in New York, I don't know, we all have dreams, right? And don't laugh at me, but to work at the Post was mine.
She had a musician for a boyfriend, a nice social life, and a nice apartment. However, little did Susanna know that soon enough, she would feel as if she were going crazy and be hospitalized for a very long time, in which they would eventually diagnose her with a mental autoimmune disease known as anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis. This is a type of brain inflammation due to antibodies produced by the body. Early symptoms of this disease include fevers, headaches, and feeling tired. This is then typically followed by psychosis, which causes false beliefs and seeing or hearing things that others do not. So technically, Susanna's infection itself is not a mental illness. However, it can cause mental illness. It can further be concluded from this that in a way, the mental disease can cause mental illness. Friends are around us all the time and help us get through the most challenging events in our lives. Susanna's coworkers are around her all day, and she is very close with a few of them. Due to this, they know how Susanna acts normally, and that is why when she came to work one day and was acting very uncharacteristic, they knew something wasn't right.
I'm sorry.
Are you all right, young lady?
Angela is one of her coworkers and best friends that first noticed these odd changes. For example, in the book, it states, "Today, however, the room is subdued and silent. Susanna slides into her seat beside Angela, one of her best friends, and quietly asks if she knows anything about bed bug bites."
What do you know about the look of a bed bug bite? You don't see that? I see. Okay, hold on.
This is because the day before, Susanna became obsessed with the idea that she had bed bugs. It's important to take note of the fact that Susanna asked for Angela's help right away, demonstrating that they have a strong, trusting relationship. Angela was confused and worried about just exactly what Susanna was saying. Furthermore, Angela told Susanna to relax, go to the hospital, and take it easy, trying to comfort her in any way possible. In addition, Susanna's friend Katie visited her in the hospital and took her for a walk. This helped Susanna take her mind off of the terrible situation at hand, which made her feel more normal and less anxious. Later that same day, Angela and some of her other friends, Julie and Hannah, visited her, and they all had lighthearted conversations, which also took Susanna's mind off of her condition and lifted her spirits. As things progressed and Susanna's condition worsened, her friends continued to stay by her side and support her, even when nobody knew exactly what was going on. Along with her friends, her family played a very important role in giving her hope and supporting her throughout this whole journey. As for Susanna's dad, he was arguably one of the most important individuals in supporting her with her sickness and giving her hope. Her dad constantly brought her food, he stayed the night with her all the time, and gave her countless pep talks to keep giving her hope and faith even when she wasn't able to efficiently respond anymore.
Well, it's nice to see you got your personality back. Come on, baby, you can do it.
As for her mom, she consistently checked in and questioned the doctors, making sure they were always on top of things. It is important to take note of the fact that Susanna's parents are divorced and have a terrible relationship. However, they stepped up and put their differences aside, all for Susanna's sake. Her boyfriend, Steven, is arguably the most important person in her life. Instead of doing what many other people would do when he found out Susanna was sick, or when he noticed her changes rather, he stuck by her side and supported her through everything, instead of giving up on her and leaving. He put up with her yelling at him and insulting him, and even dealt with bigger issues, like when she would get seizures in the middle of the night. Moreover, he visited her every single day she was in the hospital and would stay until she fell asleep. In the book, Susanna states, Stephen would arrive around 7 p.m. and would stay until I fell asleep around midnight. The nursing staff okayed this, even though visiting hours had ended long before, because his calming influence meant that I would not try to escape. Every night, Stephen and I watched a 24-minute DVD of Ryan Adams at Austin City Limits, which was on a constant loop. He left it running when he went home, the alternative country songs, A Kiss Before I Go, A Hard Way to Fall, and others playing like twangy lullabies over and over again until a night nurse, seeing that I'd fallen asleep, would turn the television off. Stephen thought the music might somehow help bring me back. It is important to notice that this all took a toll on Stephen as well. He wouldn't get much sleep, he had to cut time out of his daily activities in order to come see Susanna every day, and simply just had to deal with all of the stress and questioning what was happening to the love of his life.
I know she's still in there. She's just trapped. When I look at her eyes, I can see her screaming to get out.
In addition, Susanna mentions at one point how Stephen was one of the only things that made her feel normal or herself. This was very vital to the story, because without Stephen and this feeling of normality in Susanna, she might have gotten even worse than she was, or maybe wouldn't have had the strength to keep pushing forward at all. Through taking a look and dissecting Susanna's relationships with certain people in her life, we are able to conclude that without the love and support of her family members and close friends, she may not have had the motivation to push forward and may not have gotten any better. Furthermore, it demonstrates how mental illnesses or mental diseases do not only affect the individual to which it belongs to, but it also affects the close people around them, creating stress, anxiety, and sadness.